100. My name is Ted Shannon, here sculpting my guns with the little barbell curls. So, with our barbell curls, it's a single joint movement, so we're looking at isolating a specific muscle group. And with curls, we're working on our biceps brachii. And what's interesting about this is we can change our hand position and actually work different parts of the muscle. So, with your biceps, you have a long head on the outside and a short head on the inside. From a little bit closer up here, again, bi meaning two. If you take a more outside grip and you lift, you're working more of the short arm, the inner part of the bicep. If you take a more narrow grip and curl, you're working more of the outer or long head of the bicep. Okay, so one common technique error we see, which is also a safety consideration, is the positioning of your back. Now, when we're in a barbell curl position, what we want to maintain is a neutral spine. Okay, we have the three natural curves of your spine, and we want to keep that as we're lifting. We don't want to overarch your lumbar as it gets difficult, because that can put a lot of strain on your lower back. And another thing, a lot of coaching cues, we say flat back or keep your back straight. When naturally in good posture, your back's not flat, okay? You know, you have a natural curve to it. You're not arching your back and you're not all hunched over, keeping a nice neutral spine. So some of the ways that we try to cue this is, as we clean here, we want to really have a nice stable core or torso. So as we're lifting here, you can have your feet slightly wider than shoulder width, but sometimes with newer lifters, if we have them take a staggered stance or a split step, they get less arch, as opposed if they're pulling it off their hips and they're having a hard time. Tightening your glutes, your back, your stomach, your abs, and then you're just concentrating on controlling a full range of motion. Another part of protecting your torso or protecting your core is how we breathe. Okay? So when we breathe, we take a breath at the bottom and we hold it until we complete the motion. As we hold our breath, that keeps everything in our torso tight. So another part of this as well, with the lean and everything, to help stabilize yourself, we often tell kids, tighten your core as if someone's about to run up and punch you in the gut. Another safety consideration we have with barbell curls is to look at the angle of their elbows, their elbow structure. So if you have a kid have their thumbs pointed out, fingertips or pinkies at their side, arms next to their body, their arms naturally curve out a little bit more, which is a little bit more common with women. We might want to use an easy bar instead of a normal barbell, because if with a normal barbell, if your hands are turned out and you're curling a straight bar, a lot of times that can put a lot of undue stress on your wrist, which can be really painful. My hands are already shifted, so then as I curl, my wrists don't get put in such a strenuous position. For here, if we have a valgus angle in our elbow, it would be better to use an easy bar to protect your wrists. Another common technique error we see is when athletes don't fully extend their arms. A lot of times they want to add weight too soon, or they're trying to rush the motion and they start putting a lot of sway into it and they won't extend their arms all the way. So you'll see people lifting like this. When we see that, or we see excessive sway in their back, we often ask them to drop weight, perform the motion in a more controlled manner, because again, we're looking at a single joint lift, We are trying to isolate a particular muscle group, work a particular area, and it is not, a reverse grip hang clean. Okay? We're trying to perform it in a nice, controlled manner. So again, this is the barbell curl. Thanks for watching. This is Ted Shannon. I'm going to go back to sculpting my guns.